last night. No league win for Arsenal since the first week of January. And looking further down that table, well, Spurs, with 4 games in hand, would appear to have perhaps the best chance of catching the champions. But they all desperately need Liverpool to drop some points, starting with tonight's match at Anfield against Queen's Park Rangers. The chasing pack looking for a big favour from Jim Smith, who talked before the start to Barry Davis.
Well, yeah, we've had telegrams from Arsenal and Tottenham and Everton wishing us all the best tonight, which is very unusual, but I can understand why, because if Liverpool win tonight, there's a hell of all them teams concerned. But at the end of the day, we've got to do it for ourselves.
Jim Smith putting tonight's fixture in perspective as Liverpool, forced to change the original date for this match, seek to further increase their advantage at the top of the First Division. There's one change in their side from Saturday, and a change which will surprise nobody. The manager, Kenny Dalglish, has left himself out, and Paul Walsh returns in his place. The numbering is purely for identification these days in the Liverpool side, because Barry Venison plays at right back, Ronnie Whelan plays at left back, and Nigel Spackman, who wears number 2, plays in midfield. And among the opposition, a former Copite returns to the Cop. Sammy Lee, who stood here as a supporter and then served the club for the best part of 200 league games, is now in the opposition and makes his first return since leaving Anfield last August. And he plays in an unchanged Rangers side. This was the team that beat Nottingham Forest at Loftus Road at the weekend. The referee tonight is Ken Baker, who comes from rugby. And Liverpool start the match attacking the Cop end. It suggests to me that Queen's Park Rangers won the toss. It must be well known that Liverpool prefer attacking the Cop end in the second half if they can. And handball has been given against John Byrne. And in 10 attempts in league matches going back to season 68-69, the best Rangers have managed here is 1 draw. John Walk retained in the side. Steve McMahon still on the injured list. Covered by Hansen. And there's Ronnie Whelan in the left back position. Bobby James. Good solid challenge between James and Spackman. Sort of play that Spackman is being asked to produce, and what was ready Kenny Dalglish said he would be worth buying. Not a bad cross, and they've all left it, and good heavens, that could so easily have been an own goal by Ronnie Whelan. Just watch how everybody lets the ball go across. Hansen missed it, Whelan didn't, and was lucky he didn't put it in his own net. Really not a particularly good piece of defending by Liverpool as a whole. They all left it. There's Whelan. And Paul Walsh on his way. Sammy Lee chasing him. And Rangers in turn quite lucky. Wayne Faraday failing to cut the ball out when he should have. Byrne. Sammy Lee trying to fill the hole that Rangers hoped to have been created by that. Byrne. Faraday. 3 waiting for the cross. Throw it. An early standing position for the manager, Kenny Dalglish. Not surprised though, his team really haven't settled for the game at all. Comes to Faraday. That's well struck, and it's a good save. Spackman on the break. Rush. Johnson to the right. Mulvey takes over. Whelan to the left. Walk to the left. For Walsh. Opportunity not really well taken. A really fine effort by Wayne Faraday, but it would have pleased the old-timers to see a goalkeeper not only get to the ball, but hold on to it. Bannister getting the other side of Whelan, but not for long. 3 in the middle. Hillary, yes! And again, Liverpool defenders all looking at each other. Grobbelaar thought about coming for it, presumably felt that Hillary was covered, but the covering man, Craig Johnson, failed to do the job, and Rangers have the lead. It was a long cross. Grobbelaar went back, and Hillary had got the header in front of Johnston. 1-0 Rangers, 18 minutes gone. Well, it's a score that will produce a reaction. Places such as Goodison, Highbury, White Hart Lane, not to mention Carrow Road and Kenilworth Road. From Rangers' point of view, a good goal. From Liverpool's a poor one. Look at the height of Hillary. Johnson actually started to jump too soon. Johnston. Comes to Rush. And there will be special applause for another strike by Ian Rush. It's his 200th for Liverpool. Seaman appeared not to see it. The lead lasted for barely a minute. The bounce seemed to beat the goalkeeper. Mulvey, Rush. Walsh, Johnston, proclaimed, and Ian Rush, goal number 107 at Anfield, with 93 away from Anfield, making up the 200, and it comes in his 321st appearance. Change in the atmosphere on the Kop. Not for the first time. Rush has changed the scene. And as the games go away, every time Ian Rush scores, Kenny Dalglish must wonder to himself, how do I really replace him? Whelan. Walk. Venison. Mulvey, good shout by Ronnie Whelan. Gets it back well struck. Unlucky. Lovely piece of play by Ronnie Whelan. He called for the ball, got a nice return, the gap was there, the first time shot, and just past the far post. This is Bannister. Faraday. Yes, it's corner. James on. And Fennick will be rather disappointed. That was the key point, the flick on by Robbie James. First time effort, but quite wide and pretty gruesome. Liverpool's first corner of the contest. 4 players in the 6-yard area wearing red shirts. They left 2 behind. And Ronnie Whelan left the ball behind. On many occasions during this first half when Liverpool have appeared to be rather conscious of what happened in the League Cup here last season. It's the return from Rush, it's just too long. So nearly. Faraday. Fillery coming up, just behind him. Here he is, number 8. Johnston coming to challenge. Allen. It should have been. Still. He does tidy up well. I think there'll be some pretty sharp discussion in the Liverpool dressing room at half-time. And not all of it will come from the manager. We're into the last minute of the first period. Neil. Backman. Rush waits, let us walk. We reach half-time with a score of 1 apiece. Ian Rush getting his 200th for the club, and really for long spells a very uncomfortable first half for Liverpool, and a lot of discussion, I'm sure, in the dressing room at half-time, because Rangers certainly deserve to be level and are causing them a lot of problems, particularly down the left side. The home crowd obviously hoping for better things in the second half, and as QPR get it underway, they might do well to gain some consolation from looking at the record. They've only now scored 9 times away from home, Queen's Park Rangers, and they've been beaten in 8 of their 14 visits. Even so, Fillery's goal, some cause for concern, the top end and all around the ground. On by Walk. Venison. Rush! Out comes the book. In will go the name of McDonald's. Mr. Baker made his judgment without hesitation. And in times gone by, that would have meant a player going off. These days he's only booked. But it was a clear opportunity which Rush was denied by being wrestled off the ball. Mulvey is going to take it. The referee still wants the ball a bit further back. He's certainly got 10 yards now. And they're all appealing for the corner, including the kicker. And Mr. Baker says that Seaman did not touch it. This is an advantage that we have, that the referee did not. But even so, it was inconclusive. Bannister. Allen. Comes down to Pillory. Good strike. Did well to reach there and make the instant shot. The referee was slightly in his line of movement, and he hit it well. Mulvey. Liverpool having more of the play. But the Rangers goal just as likely as one for the home side, it seems to me. Johnston. Four Liverpool players just outside the area. One is Rush. Another is Walsh. Walk is unmarked. McDonald came to him just in time. Ball well used by Paul Walsh. And the substitution to be made. Wart's last action of the match was that effort which went over. On comes John Aldridge. And this was Wart's farewell. Controlled it when he needed to do so first time. And there's no danger there. We really missed a chance. And here's Rush. Well, wouldn't you know it? In a matter of seconds, the forward at one end fails to control the ball when the opportunity was there, and at the other, the name of the forward is Ian Rush, and the result not unexpected. Goalkeeper started to come forward to him and then went back. He got a hand to the shot, but couldn't deny Ian Rush scoring his 201st for Liverpool. Seaman will be disappointed. Liverpool have the lead. Push and shove between Venison and Martin Allen. Nothing to introduce get the interest of a promoter. This is Aldridge. I'm surprised that the flag stayed down, but Rush is denied anyway by Warren Neal. This is Walsh. Just coupled it up, and this time the flag goes up. Referee allows play to continue after acknowledging the linesman. Faraday. Mulvey. Two to help if needed. That's the right decision. I think that coming in from a wider angle, Seaman was rather better placed then than he was when Rush beat him.
Let's go!
Whelan. So Liverpool gallop on with a rush. Their stride tonight was often suspect, but not the finishing of the Welshman, who scored both the goals in the 19th and the 73rd minute. Neither would have pleased Jim Smith, because the first, the bounce beat the goalkeeper, and the second he got a hand to it, and it still travelled on. And Rangers, yet again, leave Anfield disappointed. As far as Liverpool is concerned, I think they may feel they got away with an off night.
But despite that, it's not looking too bad for Liverpool, is it? Others have games in hand, but Liverpool, they've got the points in the bag. A 9-point lead over Everton now, having played 2 games more. A 12-point lead over third-placed Arsenal. And 17 points clear of Tottenham, who have 5 games in hand, and Liverpool play Spurs at White Hart Lane on Sunday. Right, the next time you can see Liverpool on BBC television, though, is at Wembley. Sunday, April the 5th, match of the day, BBC One, 3 o'clock, the Littlewoods Cup final, Liverpool against Arsenal. Sunday, April the 5th, BBC One, 3 o'clock. Well, still to come tonight, World Cup Snooker, Ireland A.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, exclusive World Heavyweight Championship Boxing.
Stand by for Tyson. Hello and welcome. From the rooftop of the Hilton Hotel, the fun and fantasy city of Las Vegas, the boxing capital of the world, stretches out behind me. And here again, the spotlight falls on the young man who's added a new and deadly dimension to the world heavyweight scene, Mike Tyson. Just 20 years of age, 29 wins, 26 knockouts, not a single defeat. His defense of the WBA and the WBC titles against the former champion Pinklon Thomas heads a bill that is being called the hard road to glory. If Tyson is victorious, he'll face the winner of the other world title fight that you'll see for the vacant IBF championship, Tony Tucker versus James Douglas, in a final contest in August to determine the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So it's a double world title bill that we have for you. But first of all, Mike Tyson, who faces a man that he regards as the next best heavyweight in the world, Pinklon Thomas. Mike Tyson is trying to put behind him the memories of the last defense, that embarrassing, boring, and bad-tempered affair with James Bone Crusher Smith.
Anybody that takes the Bone Crusher Smith fight seriously and looks at it and say, well, this is Mike Tyson at his best, and this is the fighter that I expect to fight when I fight Mike Tyson, they're going to be in for a lot of trouble.
I think that Tyson's so used to going in and racking guys on the chin and knocking them cold and walking away. I think Smith just proved a point that, you know, the kid is not invincible.
I'm always there to fight. I'm always there to give the people their money's worth.
He holds both the belts. So I respect him. I have to respect him because he's a champion. But the night of the fight, after the bell ring, I have no respect for him at all.
Well, those are strong words from a man whose career has been marred by drugs, a flirtation with the pop world, and a broken marriage. Much of Thomas's renewed confidence is down to just one man, the maestro Angelo Dundee, the man behind Muhammad Ali, and the man who steered Sugar Ray Leonard to that historic comeback victory over Marvin Hagler. Dundee is not that impressed with Mike Tyson.
Tyson don't belong in the same category as a Pinklon Thomas. And I don't mean that sarcastically or berating a Tyson. Tyson hasn't been to school yet. Now, all the qualities of a Pinklon Thomas beats Tyson. He's got the best jab I've seen since Liston. It's a crushing jab. It go right through him. All I can tell you is that him in the right frame of mind, him in the proper conditioning, him not thinking of other things. It's a heck of a fighter. He's the best heavyweight out there.
So Thomas's hard road back has brought him to Las Vegas and a demanding date with the youngest ever world heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. The WBA and WBC titles are at stake. And now, with nearly 14,000 fight fans assembled in the outdoor arena of the Las Vegas Hilton, let us join at ringside the former world lightweight champion Jim Watt and leading off, Reg Guthridge.